Well, vlog 14? Yeah, vlog 14. So today, got up Madabar, checked out, drove only 500 metres, I guess, maybe a bit more. Yeah, probably about 500 metres to the Madabar archaeological area. So in that area, Madabar is known for its mosaics. So there's an old Church of the Virgin Mary there, some old mosaics that 1700, 1800 years old, that were under a house. The church was half built to a house, and over the years and there's a lot of houses there. It's right in the centre of town on a hill. There's houses next to, I'm sure if they strip them they'll find more archaeological finds on them. Very interesting, the mosaics are absolutely fantastic. Had a real good look in there. Left there and headed for Mount Nebo. Mount Nebo is where Moses stood on the top of the mount and looked over and saw the Promised Land. So since he did that, it was a religious site, and then it was taken over, I think, the early 1900s. It was a monastery there, dating back, obviously, a couple of thousand years. Anyway, then what happened a couple hundred years ago, I think the Franciscan monks took over and built a little bit. And actually, I don't think they built anything new. I think they just still lived in the old stone sort of buildings and that. The Franciscan monks to this day still run that church there. That's so that church, they've covered it over, so you can go in, and it's a church that holds services there, I don't know, every Sunday, but a fairly religious area. Obviously Pope John Paul II, he planted an olive tree on Mount Nebo. There's a lot of olive trees there, very historic olive trees too that have been there for a long time, which is what the monks used to grow and harvest. Because when you look down into the valley, into the Promised Land towards the Jordan River, it's olive trees everywhere. So yeah, that was interesting, and all the sites very well kept, and the facilities are great, and obviously very quiet. Only people there are just a few people who, like me, are travelling in cars, or in a very small group of 6 or 8 people, something, or a family. Then I drove from there down to Jesus' baptismal site on the Jordan River. So drove down there. This is all only taken it's only 20 to 30 minutes between each stop, so it's fairly close. From Madabar to the Dead Sea is an hour and a quarter or something like that. So went to the centre there. It obviously has a lot of people there, I would say, during religious times, Christmas, Easter, because it's a big complex there. Once you get there, they have a tour guide takes you along with whoever's there at the time. You get on a minibus and you drive probably 3 or 4 k's down towards the river, because once you go through the building, you're in a military zone because it borders Israel and the West Bank of Palestine. So we went down there, and then you walk about 300 or 400 metres, I guess, flat walking, but it was hot, and you're walking through the bush, and you see, before we got there, we stopped at where the building and the bit of a church that St. John, where he started his ministry, in a little place there, near a sort of depression and a well and stuff, and he started his ministry there. It's also where Elijah is supposed to cross the Jordan River and ascended into heaven, in that exact spot. So a very significant religious area. I didn't know we were going to see that, but that was quite good. We then jump back on the bus and head down to, and this is all sort of it's just sort of a dirt road through the undergrowth, sort of, you're out in the middle of nowhere. Down to the baptism site, when you walk down a couple hundred metres, as I said, down to, you see the original baptismal site. Obviously the River Jordan has moved, and it's a lot narrower than what it used to be. So they show you the original site, which is probably 50 metres from the actual river, but then they show you the new site, and you can dip your toe in the water there, and very heavily guarded, both sides. The Israeli flag was flying on the other side. So as I said, it's only 20 metres wide, and you're on the river, and that's the other side is just there. And the people from Israel are doing a similar thing. They come down the stairs there. So yeah, that was interesting. Even if you're not religious, it is a what would you say, a historical thing. So we then went from there down to where I am now at the Dead Sea Spa Resort, 5-star. So I'm 300 metres below sea level here at the Dead Sea, in a 5-star resort. When I checked in, they said we've given you an upgrade to a deluxe room. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm here for 2 nights, just a bit of R&R. Then I head from here, I sort of do a loop. I head down to Petra, in 2 days' time. I head to Petra, or Wadi Musa is the town, Petra being the treasury. 2 nights there. After that, I then head sort of across to the middle of the country and back up to, I don't know whether I'll be able to do it. I was thinking of heading back right up to Jerash and doing a day in Jerash. But whether I'll be able to do that and have time to do that, I don't know. I'd have to get away fairly early. So yes, not too sure. But anyway, we'll see. But very good. All going well so far. Fantastic.